As it is now 3 o'clock, I would like to officially call to order the April 4th, 2023 meeting of the Greater Dayton Regional Transit Authority. For all those who are able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Ms. Stanforth. May we have the roll call, please? Here.
Present.
Here.
Here.
Present.
Here. We do have a quorum. We can conduct regular business. Greater Dayton Regional Transit Authority by laws require the Board of Trustees approval of today's board meeting agenda. The agenda was mailed in advance of today's meeting. Are there any changes to the agenda? Hearing none, I would declare approval of the consent agenda unchanged. Next, the board meeting minutes. If there's anyone that would request a reading of the March 7th board meeting minutes, or are there any changes or any corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, I would declare the approval of the March 7th, 2023 board meeting minutes as presented. And now on to committee reports. Ms. Matthew Stinson.
Thank you. Good afternoon. The Finance, Personnel, and Planning Committees held a meeting on March 21st, and as a result, the Finance Personnel Committee is recommending one action item for the board's consideration. Action item number 2, bus garage post-tensioned floor repair. This procurement is for the Greater Dayton RTA to contract with a specialty contractor for bus post garage tension floor repair. This project will include structural, concrete repairs in the bus garage and employee parking garage. The contractor will be allowed full access to the garages. This project is consistent with RTA's core values of safety and stewardship, as RTA demonstrates its commitment to maintain our facilities in a state of good repair and our commitment to safety as a priority. The intent of this procurement is to secure a contractor to perform the above described work. A two-step procurement was used, which is a combination of competitive procedures. Mr. Brown presented this item at our meeting, and the supporting information is included in today's board package. Staff is available to answer any questions the board may have at this time. Hearing no questions, based upon the recommendation of the Finance Personnel Committee, I move that the Board of Trustees approve a contract award to CPS Construction Group, Inc. for bus garage post-tension floor repair in the amount of $107,640 plus a 20% contingency of $21,528 for any unknowns that may arise during the repair process, for a total award of up to $129,168. This procurement will be funded with federal funds.
I'll second it.
It's been properly moved and second that we approve action item number 2, bus garage post-tension floor repair. Any questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Action item number 2 is approved.
Just a couple of other items to mention. At our meeting, Mr. Rosinski provided an investment update and held a general discussion on RTA's policy related to investments. The January 2023 financial report, as well as small purchases information, has been included in today's board package. Mr. Chair, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Matthews Stinson. On the Planning Committee, Mr. Weckeser.
Thank you. The Finance, Personnel, and Planning Committees met for a jointly held meeting on March 21st, and we do not have any action items to bring before you. At the meeting, Mr. Brandon Palachicchio provided a summary document of recent activities going on in the Customer and Business Development Department. Mr. Palachicchio provided updates on ridership, upcoming service changes, and the current state of passenger fares. He also shared about the ongoing outreach that RTA is conducting with area jurisdictions. He stated that the outreach includes discussions on RTA's current service and a review of the proposed system redesign plans that were made available for public input these past 2 months. This concludes my report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Wexler. And moving right along, we'll go to Chief Executive Officer's report. Mr. Rosinski.
Yep, I just wanted to give an update. We had a really good hiring event at our Northwest Hub. We had 84 people attend. The feedback we heard is they really liked that it was at one of our hubs because a lot of the applicants did choose to ride the bus there. So we will have our next one here at our downtown center sometime coming up, and we may partner with some large employers downtown on that one to shake things up a little bit. We did extend 45 offers, and we're waiting to hear back on some of them. Some of them started in the class on Monday. So it was a good event, and I was really proud of the efforts that staff did. We've also rolled out the hiring buses that have the giant QR codes on them. I don't know how many people have attempted to use the giant QR code yet, but they're fun to see out there, and they show that we're hiring. We cut another commercial on the employee testimonials about what a great place this is to work, and this time it was a maintenance employee. So those will start running soon in rotation with some of our bus drivers. We're going to do another hiring push here for the late spring, or I guess early spring, that's coming up here. And that is all I have.
Thank you, sir. Next line item, is there any old business to share?
There is not.
No old business. Is there any new business?
I'm not aware of any.
All right, then we will move on to public comment. And just as a reminder, each citizen wishing to make a public comment is allowed to do so. You have to fill out the registration form. During the public comment section, I will call upon the person to speak. The person will approach the podium, state his or her name and address. If the citizen is physically unable to approach the podium, they may request a handheld mic that normally Mr. Palachicchio has. Each citizen making a public comment is limited to 3 minutes. The speaker shall inform when 30 seconds remain in the allotted time. The allotted time, 3 minutes, are up. The president or the committee chair shall announce that time is up, and the speaker shall cease speaking and leave the podium or surrender the handheld microphone. A citizen is permitted to address the board only once during a regularly scheduled board meeting. Each speaker must maintain civility and should be courteous and professional. The president or the committee chair may terminate a speaker's time whose comments or gestures are profane, vulgar, obscene, or threatening. Any person who poses a threat to the public safety is subject to being removed from the meeting. So we do have 4 requests for public comment. First, Charlene E. Dawson.
Here we are again, Mr. Rosinski. My name is Charlene Dawson. I live at 215 McDaniel Street, apartment 403, Dayton. We're here again, trying to get services that were not supposed to be taken to begin with. The bus that I ride for seniors is not just a bus. We are a family, and you have taken my family from me. We need our bus back. That bus is a link to everybody. When somebody's missing on that bus, we all know it. because it's not normal. We have, you know, we know that they're there. We want our bus back.
Thank you, Ms. Dawson. Ms. Sandra Smothers.
Good afternoon. My name is Sandra Smothers. I live at 215 McDaniel, apartment 207, McPherson Town. And I'm here today. Mr. Rosinski, you and Brandon Palachicchio ought to be ashamed of yourself. What you have did to us seniors. This is a picture of the bus we had, 1832. And I want you to see that senior walking up with her walker. It's a shame the way you have done us. My assistant pastor at my church prayed about transportation on Sunday. And I don't know how he knew, but he knew. God led him to do something and say something. So now God's gonna lead me to say something. You need to put that bus back out there on the street. We deserve that bus. You don't deserve nothing. They got clowned over there, turning over cars and everything else. I watched it on my television. It's a shame. And 4 people ride that bus. I got people watching that bus on Saturday, whenever you got it out there. They don't need that bus. And then one of your drivers told me, he informed me, y'all pay for that bus. Okay, we have paid for it too. We pay for these buses too. We're taxpayers. I worked hard and paid my taxes. And I'm still paying them when I go in these stores and spend my money. And I want what belongs to us seniors. We deserve this bus. It shouldn't have never been took from us. It was a legend. And the ones who voted for you to get rid of it, they ought to be ashamed too. Because I'm not going to sugarcoat what I got to say. It's really ridiculous. The seniors in my building are complaining because they don't have no bus service no more. Like I told them, it's a shame. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. God don't like ugly, and he ain't too fond of pretty. So you remember that when you get to be a senior. Remember, you rode Project Mobility a few times yourself. And I was on that bus with you when one of the drivers took you home in McPherson Town. So we're handicapped. We're on walkers. I'm not able to walk by myself anymore. I use this all around my house. And so do all the other seniors. What's on them? And it's a shame the way you have treated us. You have come in here and just tore this company
30
up.
seconds.
But it's okay, because God's gonna take care of it. Just remember that, because I pray hard. And I call your name out when I say it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Smothers. Althea Asadula.
Althea Asadula, 2006 Channel Report. Supervisor Ohio 45424. Once again, I don't understand how they explain to you that your bus is offline. When I say offline, when it says 6071 Grant Pike, it's at Channel Court. And when it says Channel Court, it's at Chambersburg. A new individual let me off. Was told repetitively, the little bus stop in front of McDonald's. She passed McDonald's, got the hot heads, let me off. Yes, she did walk me back. She was a newbie. I understood that part. But then you have a part that says turn by turn. The buses are going too fast and you can only hear Brent Pike, can't hear the second part. Then I was told to remind the TAs to remind your drivers to call for a TA downtown, and they don't do it. They wait till I get downtown and they go look for a TA. That was not what I was told to do. That means it's taking up more time for them to find a TA, and it's not all right for a TA to tell me, oh, well, I'm here, so it's okay. Nope, that's not what the procedure you told me to do. So if they don't follow the procedure, correct the situation. Then on February 27th, the nightmare of my life, it was passed to ADA. ADA said when the ADA, it was supervised. The supervisor took three weeks to get the tape. I ain't gonna discipline the individual if he can't view the tape. Then you got one, I say call for a TA downstairs. He passed me up at the bus stop. I gotta use my stick to hit your bus to find the door. You don't get out to see and say, the door's right here, or the door's here. Or why couldn't he park right in front of me where I'm at the bus stop at Walmart? He passes me up. Then I noticed he let the bus down for everybody else, and then let it down for me. If you do something that's inappropriate, and you get in trouble for it, they take revenge out on me. And I end up getting hurt. I'm the one who's getting abused, physically, mentally, and it's not fair. I don't know what conversation you have due to them, but something needs to be done better because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And you need to put the book for Project Mobility back on paper because people do not know how to use the internet to learn the rules that you do get on that bus with what you can carry. The drivers are not to carry your supplies, they are not to carry your equipment. And then once we learn that, you'll get a better activity out of it. And then you have the drivers that do respect you hard enough. You can't say no to them because they're older than you. I'm going to respect my elders and I'm going to do what I have to do. Help me find a better way. I'm making so many adjustments just
Time.
Thank you, Ms. Asadullo. Mr. Ray Cobia.
Bishop E. Ray Cobia, pastor of New Life Temple of Deliverance in Dayton, Ohio, as well as I serve as the Worldwide Apostolic Church National Administrator and the Northern Diocese Bishop of the Northern Diocese area. I hate to say it, but it sounds so repetitively that Mr. Rukowski, you have given a bad taste to a lot of people's mouth. And I'm not going to repetitively say what everybody have said. And it should be a wise move to say, back down, stand down. It's okay. As I said in a meeting before, it's okay to mess up. Admit you messed up, and let's straighten it up. Because you have elderly people in 38 communities that need transportation. You have an opportunity to straighten it up, because if you have that opportunity to straighten it up, it can be done. You know, I have did research upon research. Monies has been donated, monies has been given, and for the Project Mobility, and for buses, for seniors, that needs to be brought back to give back to the community. I have a listing where it was, and then you said at a meeting with the county commissioner last week or sometime back, everything is okay between the RTA and the community riders. That's not the case. Let's not mess up. Let's not, as the Word of God said, let's not dig a hole deeper than the hole is. Let's put the dirt in the hole, pack it under your foot, and straighten it out, because it needs to be done. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Cobia. Looks like we have another request for public comment. Ms. Mary Miller.
My name is Mary Miller. I live at 229 Colgate Avenue, Dayton, 45417. I usually have my 3 minutes rolled out, but in view of how long it took me to get up here, my complaint is directly about the 2 parking spaces out front, which are normally reserved for handicap, but there wasn't one available until I parked across the street, and then the person got in the car and drove away. They didn't have a sticker. I go into the office and I ask the girl to have someone meet me so I can get up here. She says there's already someone here. Well, I don't know where they disappeared to, but luckily there were maintenance men coming off the elevator, so I was able to sneak on. RTA sets up too many roadblocks that they do not have to. When I went in and asked for someone should have been checked or at least called. And this is something that blanks everything you do. You all said you can't serve the kids. Well, I take it back. Mr. Brzezinski has said we can't serve the kids. Every CEO that has held that position before him has had some type of agreement to serve the kids. And I think it is a shame that the board sits here idly, saying nothing while this goes on. He charges them a premium for bus passes. He charges a premium. I never heard of that. And I had to ask Dr. Lally, what do you mean? Well, they're $51 and we have to pay an extra $10. That's crazy. But yet you still sit here, you say you don't have to see us, but you see us and you hear us and we keep coming. Somebody do something. Because if you don't do something, we'll not only rescind our tax dollars with the next vote that we get, we'll come after your individual jobs because you're sitting here while nothing is accomplished. Schools, kids need to get to school. And they don't need to be put on Nicholas Road once they get there and play tag with the traffic. Anybody that's familiar with West Dayton knows that there is a blind spot coming over that hill where he has located that stop. Right.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. That concludes public comment. Are there any board members that would like to make any comments or announcements? We'll start down at this end.
No comment at this time.
Nothing at this time.
No comment.
No comment. None for me.
Nothing from me.
The only comment I would like to make is Mr. Brzezinski did not say that we do not want to serve children. That is not accurate. So, is there a request for executive session?
There is not.
Okay. At this time, I will, well, first I'll say that our next meetings will be May 2nd here for the next board meeting. At this time, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
It has been properly moved that we adjourn the April 4th, 2023 Greater Dayton RTA Board of Trustees meeting, and we stand adjourned.